Hello, twisted humans.
Do you find yourself wanting to know more about the latest murder, conspiracy, cult, or haunting?
Then this is the podcast for you. I'm Alicia.
And I'm Sierra, and this is Twisted and Uncorked.
Hello and welcome to episode 208 of Twisted and Uncorked, the long-awaited episode. Not really. I just already mentioned it in my last episode.
Oh.
I alluded to it being fun, and it will be, but there is still crime happening, so let's call this a murderless episode.
Okay.
Before the big fun, we have to share some short fun. Do you have a fun fact for me?
I do. It is probably going to blow some of your minds, but on a standard deck of cards, every king has a mustache except for the King of Hearts.
What?
Why doesn't the King of Hearts have a mustache? Is this a Mandela effect? Who knows? But
The King of Hearts...
to Yahoo Life fun facts, King of Hearts does not get a mustache, but everyone else does.
Do people not love mustaches? I don't love mustaches, so I'm okay with this, okay? Mustaches do not equal love. They're creepy.
I agree, and I spent a
Don't
lot
like
of time playing solitaire as a kid. I know that makes me sound really cool, but I was at my family's houses a lot, and that's how I entertained myself, and reading. But I've never noticed this. So
Me either.
I'm going to have to fact check it and go and open a deck of cards and find out.
I know, I'm like, I wish I had some cards next to me, but I definitely only have tarot cards next to me.
Same. Yeah, I'm like, that's not going to help us verify this.
Yeah.
But next time you guys are playing cards with your friends and family, take a little gander. Let us know. What is your fun fact?
My fun fact is that urban exploration, also known as urbex, although has probably been around since the beginning of time itself, was not called urban exploring until it was described in a 1996 edition of Infiltration magazine. The first word for purposely exploring seemingly abandoned areas was actually hacking. Students at MIT, quote, led tours of tunnels and rooftops around their campus, calling their practice hacking, a term that decades later was adopted by the technical talk of urbex, end quote. So in 1996, before MIT smart people were computer hacking, they were hacking through streets and alleys. And that's kind of cool to me.
I agree. And I also need a copy of Infiltration magazine.
Right?
What?
What is that?
New Patreon segment. Let's find out.
Speaking of hacking, I have a really good recipe hack, I guess, for our drink today. This episode pairs well with a signature Disney dessert called a Dole Whip float, which can be boozy or not. Dole Whip is a soft serve ice cream that is vanilla and pineapple flavored. To make it a float, you add pineapple juice, and to make it boozy, you add pineapple juice, lime juice, and spiced rum. I assume you're not drinking for breakfast.
I am not drinking for breakfast, and because I have a serving shift right after this, and somehow drinking a milkshake before that equivalent of seems like a bad idea, so I'm saving it for mine and Alexis's paddleboarding. I made her one as well, or I prepped one.
Nice, yeah.
So I just have to add the Dole Whip, and then we'll have them on our paddleboards. So
that'll
I
be
will
awesome.
report back, but I right now am sipping coffee for dear life.
This drink is actually delicious.
I know. I'm so excited. As soon as I saw Dole Whip, I'm like, oh, fuck yeah.
I tried really hard to make it as pretty as it was in the link for the recipe that I found. Like with the swirly, make it look like soft serve. I used an icing pipette thing and everything. And I took photos of what happened. So
perfect.
we have blooper photos. It was awful. It was so bad. It looked awful. But I mean,
appreciate the commitment though on your part.
I tried. If you just stick it in there and swirl it around, it looks fine. It tastes great. I love soft serve. I love how easy this was to make the Dole Whip. You literally just take frozen pineapples, vanilla ice cream, and a little bit of pineapple juice and blend it together. It's amazing. It, to me, tastes just like Dole Whip. If you don't want to do all of this, I have another hack. I was recently at the dollar store because the closest grocery store to me is over 20 minutes away, but there are dollar store markets everywhere, like every other street. Anyway, I was at Dollar General, and in the frozen section, I always look at their popsicles and whatnot. There is this new kind of popsicle that, new to me anyway, called Frollies. Frollies, Frollies brand. They have a bunch of different fruits. There's strawberry, which is delicious. There's watermelon, I haven't tried yet, and pineapple. And the pineapple one tastes like a Dole Whip. Like it's ice cream. It's pineapple ice cream, but on a stick. It's amazing. So if you don't want to do all this, just get yourself a pineapple frolly and stick it in a cup. Like it's the same thing. It'll be great. It'll be great.
And then your drink too can look so pretty.
Mhm.
No, I've seen Frollies, so now that you've said that, I'm gonna have to try that because
Oh, it's
I
so good.
love Dole Whip so much. There is a bar in Vegas that I've told our patrons about, but it is called, oh, fuck me, the Golden Tiki, and it is allegedly haunted, and I've been there
Oh.
twice now. They have the best appetizers, and they have a rum-infused, like, Dole Whip ice cream that they make as, like, a
Mm.
drink.
Yeah.
So this obviously reminded me of that, and I love it, so I'm very excited to drink that, and hopefully it gets warm out, so I'm like it's been like, over 100 Fahrenheit here the last few days, and it looks like it's gonna rain today, so I'm like, my frozen beverage cannot go in vain, okay?
That's crazy.
I
I
need you to figure it out, weather.
I don't remember what the Celsius is. Let me check really
31
quickly.
to
Well, I mean for
35.
the temperature here
Oh,
lately. Because it has been
I imagine around the same.
no. It has been between 15 and 21 here.
What?
60 to 70. Yes!
What
I'm
is
like,
global
oh
warming?
my god, it might be actually cool for Halloween this year. I'm so excited. It
You'll
has
have
been
spooky
amazing.
spooky fall weather, maybe.
Oh, it's so great. I'm loving it. I know it's not gonna last, but I'm like so tempted to pull all of my jackets and stuff out of the garage.
Yeah,
Like,
because 'cause isn't
it's so
August normally, like, a horrible time to come?
oh, yeah. Extremely
I
awful.
remember you telling me that a few years ago. You're like, "If you wanna stay inside all day and possibly die."
Yeah. Yeah.
What did you
There's
say? The
no,
equivalent of
there's
being put in the oven or something? What was that
no,
reel
there's
that
this
you sent me?
meme. Yeah, it says, uh, what's August in July like in Alabama? It said, "Have you ever been cremated?"
It was funny. So, basically, I've
Cremated.
been feeling like I've been being cremated lately, so I'm very excited about that. I hope it gets sunny because I think this is probably gonna be the last day that I get to go outside and tan, before my schedule because comes a dumpster fire, but,
Oh,
we'll see. Hopefully Alexis likes it, and Kevin doesn't know it yet, but he's driving later.
that'll be fun. All right. Break. Let's take a break.
For break.
Have you ever been to Disney World or Disneyland?
I have been to Disneyland.
Okay. And I have been to Disney World only. So Disneyland is in California. Disney World is the one that's in Florida and the one where Epcot exists.
And Harry Potter World.
Well, that's at Universal. That has
I
nothing to
know,
do
but
with
I
Disney.
just need to go. God damn it. Yes, after you told our patrons about Epcot, I was like, "Well, add that to my list."
Yes. So this story takes place in Epcot, but we're going to start big, Disney World, and we're going to narrow it down, Epcot. Okay. So Epcot was originally intended by Walt Disney to be an actual city among the parks. Like people would live there. Epcot stands for Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow. So it was going to be like a futuristic world, you know?
Very cool.
When he died before it opened, his successors didn't think that this was actually a good idea. They're like, how the fuck are we going to have people living at a Disney park? Like, this isn't going to work. So instead of making it actually livable, they made it a park that had like two worlds in it. Okay, so now we're lowering down anymore. We're going down the funnel. of Disney all the way down. Okay. So the first world was World Showcase, which shows diversity in cultures from around the world through food, drinks, and dress. This is the area that I went to and had so much fun at, drinking around the world, eating around the world. It was really cool. The second was Future World, which featured a bunch of pavilions and areas that were based on teaching science and technology through rides and shows. So this was them being like, okay, we're not making an actual of tomorrow community, but Future World is kind of like, Walt Disney's idea. It all sounds awesome, like let's teach kids science and technology. But don't worry, it has all changed since then because caring about children being smart doesn't make as much money as making children scream. Oh my God. By the way, Monsters Inc. Disney is like the monsters, but making them scream with rides and collecting money from their parents. That's kind of crazy. Okay, so anyway.
Side note, Sierra's drawing conclusions. I love Monsters Inc.
All right, anyway, narrowing down more. One of the pavilions in the Future World part of Epcot was called The Wonders of Life, and it focused on health and fitness. One of the things that Walt Disney wanted in his experimental prototype community of tomorrow. This pavilion was sponsored by MetLife, an insurance company, and I think that sums up why it didn't last long. In case I need to spell it out here, insurance people don't get paid by healthy customers, okay? They get paid by unhealthy customers.
Hence the food served at Disney World.
Exactly. This Dole Whip. It's really good, though. Narrowing it down more, there were 3 main attractions. The Making of Me was a sort of video that explained how children were born and the process of sperm fertilizing an egg. So, it's what everyone wants to do with their kids at Disney World. Another one was called Body Wars, which was a ride where you got into a cart. The cart was moved to a room, and it simulated you being shrunken down and then entering the body and moving through. Very Magic School Bus before Magic School Bus.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
We all remember that horrifying episode from elementary school.
Yes. And finally, speaking of Magic School Bus, did you know there's only 2 seasons of that? Doesn't it feel like it was on for
so
forever?
Much longer. It feels like it was on forever. Maybe I just
crazy.
Watched every episode in
800
elementary
times.
School.
Yeah.
When the teacher put it on when they weren't feeling teaching.
Oh, I still do that when I sub.
They were probably hungover.
Hey, I'm not hungover when I know. But when I'm a substitute, I do turn on Magic School Bus. I like it.
Yes. I love Magic School Bus. Do the kids still like it? Does it age well? Okay.
I mean, at least my kindergarten classes do. I don't know about the others.
I grew up on Magic School Bus and Bill Nye the Science Guy. Okay?
Oh, yes.
Cannot tell me that either of those things are not amazing.
Yeah, when my 3rd grade teacher rolled in a cart with a TV and a DVD player, I knew we were about to watch Bill Nye, and I was excited. I don't even think it was a DVD player. It was probably a VHS. 3rd grade? Damn.
Yeah, definitely a VHS. But I can picture the cart and the TV, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Finally, an attraction called Cranium Command. Cranium Command was similar to Body Wars, except it focused completely on the brain and emotions and hormones. Think Inside Out before Inside Out. But like literally, because one of the animators from Cranium Command later helped with Inside Out. So it's literally the redo.
Love it.
Except this attraction was very well loved by park goers because it was actually funny for kids and adults. Starting out, a man named General Knowledge, he's a general, but like general knowledge, appears on screen screaming at a group of what seems to be military cadets about piloting a human brain. A small boy named Buzzy, who we learn is dressed by his mother, comes stumbling in late and eventually is assigned to a human brain. General Knowledge says to Buzzy, Some genius at HQ has picked you to pilot the most unstable craft in the fleet, an adolescent boy. This particular model is 12 years old, very unpredictable. And then Buzzy enters, the lights go off, and the audience is seeing an animatronic Buzzy doll behind the eyes of a human face. You can also see through the eyes of that human as the 12-year-old boy navigates a day at school. This attraction was really popular, but it was in the corner of Epcot, with the only other attractions being The Making of Me, which was probably awkward and inappropriate for Disney-aged kids to watch with their parents,
Yep.
and Body Wars, which probably made people sick and squeamish because of the mix of moving carts and bloody bodily fluids. Eventually, people stopped coming to that part of the park, and those attractions closed down. But the building those rides were in was still used occasionally for the Disney food festivals. There were just curtains and temporary walls covering up the attractions, which made for some very easy urban exploration. Disney urban exploration was very popular amongst people with YouTube channels in the early days of YouTube. YouTube came out in like 2005, guys. Crazy to me. I was like, wait, how are people making videos and stuff in like 1997? Yeah, no, 2005 is when YouTube came out. That's insane.
Back in the Jenna Marbles days of it all.
Yeah, I feel like 2005 was like 3 years ago. So it stresses me out.
I agree. 20 years ago.
I
I'm
know.
sorry to break it to you. I know, it makes me feel old.
Video making wasn't super easy in those days, so it was already cool to have a YouTube video. But then to film and upload the video of yourself doing something illegal, such as trespassing, was like super cool.
Paranormal investigators technically do it all the time. It's fine.
I mean, don't, because Sam and Colby found out the hard way that you get arrested when you trespass. Okay?
Oh, I know.
Some people did it to the extremes, such as swimming across likely alligator-infested waters to get to the little deserted island at Disney World called Discovery Island, or climbing up the 112-foot Expedition Everest ride just to touch the Yeti. Super dumb.
Yeah, let's risk death on both accounts.
Yep. But in the 2000 teens, so like 2010, 11, 12, when having a video recording device on you at all times was a little more accessible, the Wonders of Life building was the easiest place to urban explore for people of all ages. All you had to do was go in the daytime, slip behind a curtain, and claim you got lost trying to find the bathroom if you get caught. So there are a lot of YouTube videos of people urban exploring these areas from those years. And this is where our evidence comes from. Evidence of what, you ask? Well, the disappearance or possible kidnapping of Buzzy. In December of 2018, news outlets on Twitter reported that the animatronic was missing. He was, quote, carved out of his perch while his hydraulic lines were still active, spraying hydraulic fluid all over the crime scene like fresh blood. End quote.
I hate all of that. One, animatronics already freaked me out. Two, carved out? No, thank you.
But so much happened in such a short time frame here involving Buzzy, confusing the story more and more, and his whereabouts still remain a mystery. Before we get into the who, what, where, when, why, and how of it all, followed by many theories, let's show some pictures of what we are working with. Okay? There's a lot of pictures, guys. I apologize, but also get on YouTube.
And follow us on social media.
Yeah. Okay, so photo one. Photo one is the entrance of Cranium Command. This photo shows what you would see when you entered the ride experience. That big mustached guy is general knowledge, and above him is little Buzzy. Photo two, this is the original prototype of Buzzy. Red jacket, blue hat. This is not the Buzzy that any Disney goers would have known or seen. This is the backstage employee / Imagineers only version of Buzzy. But at least the jacket is going to become important later, so I wanted you guys to see the prototype Buzzy. Photo 3 is real Buzzy. All right, this is real Buzzy. This is what we would have seen in the urban exploring videos. Green hat, brown jacket, looking like a military pilot, as proved by the fact that someone took a photo during the actual operation of the ride, which you can see in photo 4. So this photo shows what you would have seen during the attraction if you were sitting in the audience. It is as if you are in the brain of a human with Buzzy, who's sitting there, as you look out the eyes of a 12-year-old boy that Buzzy is piloting.
That's super cool.
It is a really cool looking ride. Take note of his hands.
Okay.
Just for future reference, okay? In 2007, Cranium Command closed officially, and Buzzy began to fall into disrepair. Photo 5 will show you that. All right, so Buzzy is falling into disrepair. You can see that his eye is drooping. He's missing an eyebrow, but he does have gloves on here, which is important because he did not have gloves on in the previous photos.
Correct.
Like, why are we putting gloves on him? What happened
That
to his
and his
hands?
eyes are giving, like, those dolls that you used to lay down and they would go to sleep, but then when you, like,
Yes.
pick them back up, it would get stuck sometimes.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, the droopy eye, definitely. I still don't understand how he's missing an eyebrow.
I don't either. I was like, how does that even happen?
Yeah, not sure. So in 2012, there was a police report made that Buzzy's gloves were stolen. Possibly by an urban explorer. We don't know. There were a lot of videos of Buzzy. I'm just confused why they reported the gloves, but not hands. Were the hands stolen or just taken off?
Or eyebrows. You can't
Or
forget
the
about the eyebrow.
eyebrow?
That's a
Yeah.
crime in itself.
And I know that there are no hands under the gloves because in the next photo, photo 6, he gets red tagged and there's no hands either. Like, if you focus, it's hard to see, I know, but if you focus on the sleeve, you can see that his hands are just like robot
Yeah, right here.
beep, beep pinchers.
Yeah,
like,
little
they're not
pincers.
hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so
His
bizarre.
hands are gone. So Buzzy was red tagged. This photo allegedly, almost all of these photos are stills from videos of people urban exploring, by the way. This one was allegedly taken in 2017. Again, this is kind of hard to know because just because people posted the video in 2017 doesn't mean they recorded the video in 2017.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to do this in chronological order as it is alleged.
Okay.
So, in around 2017, people started reporting that he had been red tagged. Being red tagged at Disney means having a do not destroy sign attached, which was the circle on the right side. Circle on the left side is literally a red tag. Circle on the right side is circling a sign that says do not destroy. The sign is attached to the animatronic because it was either going to be sent to the archives, which is like a giant warehouse where things from Disney parks go for storage, or they were possibly going to use the animatronic for future use at, some sort of an attraction or a special nostalgic event. Sometimes they had like little festivals, like remembering, Buzzy, for instance.
I feel like Disney should make a museum of their old stuff.
Yeah,
Like the
they
Neon
should.
Lights Museum in Vegas. That was so
Yeah.
cool for me. I
Yeah.
would 100% go see old
They
Disney shit.
literally have a whole warehouse called the Archives. They could turn it into a fucking museum, but they don't. They post about it on their like Instagram and stuff sometimes. But that's about it.
Elusive.
So Buzzy was allegedly being fixed up at this time. According to urban explorers who had been there multiple times, when he was red tagged, his eye was no longer drooping. His eyebrow was back.
True.
His clothes even seemed newer. But why does he still have no hands? I have no idea. That weirds me out.
Okay. Fair.
Then, in 2018, it is reported that Buzzy is missing. I'm not sure if the photos were leaked first by an urban explorer or if a news outlet leaked it first, But these are the photos we have, photos 7 and 8, of the cut hydraulic lines.
That's real morbid. Just saying.
That is real morbid. Just sliced.
Right? Feels bad for an inanimate object.
Yeah. Internet sleuths went digging for information on Buzzy, and they found a police report. But not about the missing animatronic, just about a few missing pieces. In the police report, the things missing are, quote, a green military-style cap, a red bomber jacket, and a pair of custom-made rubber hands. So, green hat, which is new Buzzy, red jacket, which is prototype Buzzy,
Yeah.
and hands, which is new Buzzy because we saw that he didn't have hands.
Yeah.
This police report was from a few months prior to him going missing. The police report was from August, and there was a man arrested in connection to these things. He went by the name Backdoor Disney on Twitter, and according to the Orlando Sentinel, his real name is Patrick Spikes. He was arrested at the age of 24. He was being looked into because he had most recently been urban exploring in that area and had posted a photo on his Twitter feed. Photo number 9. This is our final photo.
I think there's one more. You sent me one more of like just a head.
That's the one that you're posting right now. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The other one was just more cut wires.
Okay. Just kidding. Hold on, they gotta see the other cut wires, guys. This is just, it's a crime scene in itself.
It is a crime scene.
Okay. I color and then I share you.
Okay, so this is Backdoor Disney's
Twitter.
And he posted this photo and it says Buzzy head. So the police went and arrested him because what the fuck?
Yeah, fair enough.
However, this is not Buzzy's head. This is a mold that was used to make Buzzy's head, but it's not the actual Buzzy head. So we don't know if he actually has or had Buzzy. Patrick was an ex-Disney employee, and I don't know what they did to piss him off, but he began urban exploring and outright stealing from them with all his gathered knowledge from working there. Wow. He had costumes from the Haunted Mansion ghosts and so much more when his home was searched. And when his phone was searched, police found the missing Buzzy pieces. But only the ones reported. They found the green hat, the red jacket, and the hands. In Patrick's phone, a photo of the jacket, hat, and hands were in the back seat. So there was a photo in his phone found. I wrote this so confusingly. A photo was found in his phone. Okay. That photo was of the jacket, hat, and hands in the backseat of his own car.
Ooh.
So they're like, okay,
damning.
Yeah, that's it. That's your car. Those are the things that are missing. You stole it. Then they found a text thread where Patrick was claiming that he sold those items for $8,000. So, I mean, it's very evident he is the thief here. But again, this was all just those 3 reported items. Where is Buzzy? So, all right, now we're getting into theories here. Theory number 1 is, what the obvious right now. Many people believe that Patrick Spikes stole him. He just wasn't found amongst the other stuff. So, he worked there in the past. He knew the ins and outs. He had the other stuff. He must have stolen Buzzy. We just can't prove it. But then, how would he have managed this? Okay, let's really think about it. Sure, he worked there in the past, but he didn't work there at the time.
Animatronics are huge.
He might know how to get into the hidden spaces without being caught, but could he really rip down a 200 to 500-pound animatronic that is, quote-unquote, the size of a dishwasher from his perch 6 to 7 feet in the air? Definitely not alone. Even with people, that seems difficult. That's crazy.
I picture it like its own Looney Tunes episode, like just...
Well, for all of these reasons, this makes theory 2 even more unbelievable to me. Some people think that Any old random Disney lover or urban explorer could have pulled this off using park hours, because there wasn't much security over there, hence people urban exploring all the time. But again, 2 to 500 pounds, 6 to 7 feet up. And then what? They just walk out with it? Some people say that they put Buzzy in a child stroller, covered him up with a blanket, and wheeled him out. He's the size of a
Size of a dishwasher.
dishwasher.
Yeah, no, that's
What
not happening.
kid is the size of a dishwasher? You just wheeling him out? I don't think so.
Rest in peace to that vagina. No thanks.
Oh no. Theory 3 is just nearly the same and still unbelievable to me. Some people think a nighttime construction worker took him. I can't imagine anyone on a whim being able to pull this off. He is so big, so heavy, so high, without getting caught by an active Disney employee or being hurt in the process. I just don't believe he was taken down and taken out by someone randomly. It's just weird to me. So this brings us to the next most believed theory, theory 4, which is that Patrick Spikes was being framed by Disney. Some people believe that they, as in Big Disney, I don't know who that is, Big Disney, caught on to Patrick Spikes stealing shit and selling it. They knew it was him, even though his backdoor Disney account on Twitter was secretive and private, and they would let him get away with it for a while until it was clear that his actions were influencing others to do it as well. And it was just like a lawsuit waiting to happen. And so Big Disney or whatever staged the crime scene. They very carefully, without hurting themselves and with tools, took down Buzzy, but purposefully cut the wires and allowed hydraulic fluid to spew out, so it looked like a theft and not an authorized removal. They reported it to the police. They hid Buzzy away in the archives where he was always meant to be, and told everyone that he was stolen and Patrick was arrested and people were scared of stealing stuff ever again. But this story doesn't sit well with me either. For one, if you knew who was doing it, why go through all of this trouble? Why not just post security and catch him or anyone in the act? Also, it is illegal to falsely report a crime, so I don't imagine Disney took that road either. But then again, the Buzzy doll itself was never actually reported stolen. Which leads me to the next theory, theory 5. Everyone on the internet hyped this up way too much. Buzzy was never stolen. He is safely in the archives where he belongs. Only the things were stolen and then eventually found when Patrick Spikes was arrested. Disney removed him, as they were planning to do since he was tagged, or Disney removed him just in case someone would try to steal him. Whatever the reason, he was rightfully removed. But then why hack his hydraulic pieces to bits? Other animatronics have been removed, and taken to the archives in the past, and they've always been properly disconnected. Disney literally created the thing. You would think they would know how to remove it without creating a whole traumatic scene of it. And there are people who work in the archives. They post photos and videos of old nostalgic shit all the time. If Buzzy is safely there where he belongs, why hasn't anyone shown us proof of life in the past 7 years? Speaking of proof of life, my 6th and final theory. Buzzy had had enough. Disney is considered to be the most magical place on Earth. We've seen the movies. Toys can spontaneously come alive. Buzzy was living in what was supposed to be future world. Maybe the animatronic Buzzy got some life sparked into him. Florida is well known for its abundance of lightning strikes. Maybe Buzzy got Frankensteined, was tired of people stealing his clothes right off his body, chopped his own wires, and hopped down and left. He could still be out there somewhere. But until somebody comes forward with a definitive answer, we may never know what actually happened to Buzzy. And that's it. That's all the information we have on little Buzzy.
I'm obsessed with this story. I love how you wrote it. I love all of it. I love that theory.
Oh yeah, it's the best one.
That is the best theory. That's the only thing that makes sense, because he could handle his own weight and make the jump.
Exactly. So. There is a girl on I don't know, one of my sources, you'll find it if you go through my sources, who is like a Disney adult or whatever. She's like obsessed. And she talked about this story, which is how I found it because my algorithm. And there is another theory that she has the Buzzy doll, that Patrick Spikes did steal it and sold it to her. And she covered the story just to be like, what happened? Even though she knows damn well what happened. Her name's Jenna Nichols or something like that. But in all of her theorying, she never said he maybe came alive. And I was like, are you even a Disney adult? Like, I'm not, and I know he could have come alive. How are you a Disney adult and you didn't mention this theory? Like, what's wrong with you? It
That's a
saddens
great
me.
theory. I think it's the only one that makes sense because,
It
again,
is.
unless somebody was, like, paid off to, like, look the other way while, like,
Right.
an excavator came in and carried him
Right.
away, like,
Right. It's so big.
yeah, it just doesn't make sense, and, I just can't see, yeah, Disney going through all the trouble of, like, framing somebody. I think that it is very possible that he just stole those items and couldn't steal Buzzy because he's too big,
Right.
and then Buzzy said, "Fuck this, I'm out."
Yeah. But
Yeah,
he's like, I already lost my fucking hands.
and my
You took
eyebrow,
my
I look
hat.
like a
Yeah.
freak.
I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Oh my god, that's crazy, though. I don't like
It's
it.
so fun.
I don't like it, like, I love it, but I hate animatronics, so the thought of an
Yeah.
animatronic being alive and out there
Yeah, that's
terrifies
the
me.
other thing is there's a lot of, fucking Five Nights at Freddy's and Megan or whatever. Like, there's a lot
Yeah.
of robotic type things
See,
coming
my fears
alive in
started long
2025.
before those movies came out, so I already knew what was to come, guys. Child
Yeah.
Alicia went to Chuck E. Cheese and was forever not the same. But great job. I loved that. That was
Thanks.
very clever. And yes, am dying to see these Disney archives. I Googled Disney archive photos,
Yeah.
and they have, like, little windows that you can, like, tour, but
Oh.
then it's like there's, like, a YouTube video of, like, a tour of inside the Disney archives, so I don't know, like, if they have made displays out of it that you can see,
Yeah.
and then they
I
have, like, a
know.
bunch of stuff in a dirty warehouse.
Right. I know some of the things that go to the archives are eventually, like, auctioned off and stuff. John Stamos famously has a bunch of old Disney shit in his house that he has purchased from the archives, legally.
I wish I had John Stamos money. I would
Right?
100% buy this big Jack Skellington head. He's wearing a Santa hat. It's just on the wall in the warehouse. I need it. And
That's
there's,
pretty
like,
cool.
little oh, I know what you need. There's these little okay, I'm just gonna show you the photo, and you can tell me what you see that you think made me think of you. Open image in a new tab. I'm just saying.
What are candy corn what are they? Candy
They're
corn
candy
flowers?
corn flowers!
Oh my gosh.
That's so awesome. If you line your, yard with those, you'll just
I
look like
would.
the witch that you are in the woods.
Mhm. Yeah, I would.
Like Hansel and Gretel. But I'm just like, would I have a place to put that? That's a 12-foot wall at least. Like,
It might be
no?
taller than that. Like,
I
look at
know.
that dress behind there.
That's true, that's true.
Look at that person standing.
That is true
Oh my gosh.
for scale. But there are a
Yeah.
lot of, like, really yeah, they're, like, these little, like,
That's
windows
not what
that
I
you can
expected the
view.
Disney warehouse to look like.
Well, who
Or the
knows? Maybe it's
archives.
fake. Maybe it's
Could be.
staged. Maybe it's
Could
its
be
own
staged.
conspiracy.
Probably, honestly.
I don't know, but if I could, I would steal you those candy corn plants.
Thanks.
Those I could get out with. The 12-foot Jack Skellington head, no.
Nah, probably not.
I'd have to pay somebody off to look the other way. But great job.
Thanks.
I guess we will have to find a way to do our own urban exploring in the Disney warehouse one day, because goddamn, that's cool.
Yeah, but don't do that for real
No.
because it
No,
is
no,
illegal.
like, we'll pay for the tour. We'll pay for the tour, because that would be cool. I mean, I'm, like, a partial Disney adult. Like, I
Yeah.
love Disney movies, but I'm just like, that would be cool to see. But that was a very good story, and, I'm excited to do some paddleboarding today. I didn't reach my goal of 5 paddleboards. This will be number 4. I tried. Unless I go in September at some point. If the heat continues, I might be able to.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. Do you have anything fun going on for the rest of the day?
It is a busy last couple of days. It's been a busy week. I got some facial appointments. It's a holiday weekend. The first high school football game of the season is tonight. The first college football game of the season is this weekend. Yeah, so I'm just busy.
Lots of things. Well,
Lots
I
of
hope you have
things.
fun. I'm glad you're getting more clients. That's exciting.
Yeah,
Building your little business. I'm
I'm
excited for
trying.
you. That and your video content is great. If you guys are not following Sierra's business page, what are you even doing?
Yeah, what are you even doing?
Tell the people what it's called.
Oh, it's called Southern Radiance Aesthetics, I think.
Yes, Southern Radiance Aesthetics. If you go over to our Instagram page, I share it all the time because I like to bully our listeners into following her. Go do it. It's like
It's
that trend
fun.
that's going on the internet where it's like, my friend or my husband or my whatever is going to tell you about this and you're going to be nice. And then they're just like mean mugging the whole time while their significant other is talking about something that brings them joy.
I have not seen this
Oh
trend,
my
but
god,
it
it's
sounds
so
fun.
funny. I've seen it a bunch of times, and Kevin even said that he would do it for the podcasts. He's like, "Oh yeah, you can tell them about your podcast, and I'll be in the background." Like, wow, that is a first. That is a big deal,
Yeah.
guys. Kevin does not even like taking photos. Maybe stay tuned for that because that would be really funny.
Yeah. Let's get him on video.
But great job. We will see you guys next week for I'm going to call it a conspiracy episode. I think that's what it's going
Okay.
to be.
I think that's what mine is next also.
That's so funny.
Whoopsies.
We're on the same wavelength. This is what
We
happens.
are.
Well, actually, if you guys are a patron, you know that when we covered bonus episodes, we were on the same wavelength for like a whole
Yeah.
year. Our cases were connected in some way. So this is what happens when we get to free for all.
Yeah. Whoopsie.
But I'll call it a conspiracy. It still doesn't make sense to me, and I'm excited to hear your guys' theories. And in the meantime, leave us 5 stars wherever you're listening. Check out our Patreon page if you feel so inclined. Thank you to our newest patron, who goes by STE. I'm not really sure what
Stay.
her name is. Sta, we love you. Thank you for joining. And in the meantime,
Keep it
twisted.
twisted.
Twisted and Uncorked is hosted and produced by Sierra Zorn and Alicia Watson. If you like the show, don't forget to leave a 5-star rating and review wherever you are listening now. It really is the best way to spread the word. You can check out all things Twisted on our website, twistedanduncorked.com, and we will see you next Tuesday for a brand new episode.